Steve, I'm looking at a handwritten list that you made of.
I hope it's legible.
Well, read to me some of the schools that you've you coached at.
May I borrow this?
Sure.
The very first place I coached at was the A.B. Davis High School, where I was allowed to teach bag punching. Subsequently, I wanted to actually develop boxers to participate in tournaments and so forth. I went to the Tuckahoe Police Athletic League, where I founder Milt Gibbons, P.A.L. Acunto, that is. Later became 10-term mayor of Tuckahoe. The third location was the Mount Vernon Turnpike, which was the 30 North 10th Avenue. I remember the address distinctly. And there, I really feel I launched a coaching and managing career. In fact, I was a professional manager to handle the career of Vince LaSalva, who became a contender for the welterweight title.
Right.
And a number of other boxers who were listed here. But then I was from there to part of these places, they're not in any particular order, to the Bonnie Pruden School of Physical Fitness in White Plains. Bonnie Pruden was a famous fitness person who was on the President Eisenhower's Council for Physical Fitness and Sports.
Right.
And she took this old school at Hillside Avenue, White Plains, and rehabilitated it. So she had 5 gyms there, all types of physical fitness. And so when I asked her about boxing, she approved it. I was there for 6 years till school finally closed. So now I'm on the road again. I was on the road again, and I'll find it, Frank. Went to the Mount Vernon YMCA, the Mount Vernon PAL, briefly, and then I remember the Mount Vernon PAL boxing exhibition with Lou Jenkins there to raise money for the camp fund. I went to New York, to the Midtown Health Club. I was there 6 years also.
Gee.
I was teaching simultaneously at other locations. But that was quite a nice experience. Back to Westchester, to the White Plains YMCA, the Purchase Community House in Purchase, New York, beautiful place. I was at the Blessed Sacrament School in New Rochelle for 3 years, coaching there, and mostly was physical fitness involved there. And then began the trek to the colleges. The first one being Concordia in Bronxville.
Right.
The second one was Sarah Lawrence College, Fairfield University, and my present location just terminated, just ended the 25th semester there, 25th year rather.
Wow.
Westchester.
Wow, Westchester
really
Community College.
Boxing, wonderful chance to thrive and survive by cooperating the way they did. I attribute that to the athletic director, Anthony Meditester, an open-minded man, and President Joe Hankin. They have been most cooperative, and I have never been happier to teach any place than at that college.
Wow, great.
Because they gave boxing a chance. Most colleges are not that willing to give boxing an opportunity. Because they read some of the things that happen in boxing which are negative, and they don't want their children to be aligned.
Right.
The children are adults. I have adults too, doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs there. In fact, we have a superintendent of schools that took the course recently.
Really?
Yeah, the Portchester superintendent.
Oh, wow.
He has a variety of people. They're all interesting, and nice to see them learn the sport to whatever extent they choose to. Now we're going to be professional fighters. Well, we've had some pretty good ones come there, the younger people.
Steve, I understand you didn't have an easy go with your parents about being in boxing. And was this a way to legitimize it? You got involved in coaching?
Well, it was a way to please them and many other people who wanted to see me get into the teaching aspect of it.
Yeah.
And this was actually my first coaching job at the local high school, A.B. Davis High School, which is situated up on the hill on Clarendon Avenue.
In Mount Vernon, New
Yes,
York,
and
right?
there happened to be a vice principal named Maurice Childs, who was interested in boxing and who had coached boxing at the Peekskill Military Academy.
I see.
So when I approached him, he said, "Well, Steve, I'll speak to Mr. Stewart, who was then the principal." And he said, he came back and he said, "Look, Steve," he said, "we'd be happy to give you a chance to teach at the college, at the school here.
Huh.
However, they would not allow boxing. Therefore, I was relegated to teaching bag punching and rope skipping."
I see. I see. And this is
These
you
two-
with a bag.
Well, there's some rather worthwhile.
Is Maurice Childs here in this photo?
Yes, he is. He's the gentleman with the glasses and the bowlish head.
I see.
But it's a very interesting story about this photograph because A.B. Davis High School graduated people like Art Carney, Ken Singleton, Ralph Branca, Pownell Mills, and many other prominent people. But what's noteworthy about the picture to carry on.
Wow. Which boys? Can you point them
Well,
out? Or
there was one boy here. He died. Rudolph Sadiri died in a battle over Burma in a plane. Another boy, Ed Pashadel, who's over here, died in a Navy destroyer. And this other boy, I think he's over here, Anthony Fava, died in the Battle of the Bulge.
is that right?
And there was a post.
The father, Paul. Yeah, I know that name. Okay, so this started you off on boxing
Yes, it did.
and coaching of boxing, and you're at. When did you start with Westchester Community?
No, that was
Much later.
very much later. But there's a photograph here of my second coaching assignment. It was the Tuckahoe Police Athletic League.
Okay, now from A.B. Davis coaching, where did you go then?
Well, Frank, I wanted to actually teach people how to box and have them participate, so I was given an opportunity at the Tuckahoe Police Athletic League,
Right.
PAL, which was actually founded by Milton Gibbons, a sergeant in the police department,
Oh, is that right?
who later became 10-term mayor of Tuckahoe. I had my first winning fighter, a fellow named Andy Federico of Eastchester. He won the county championship schoolboy tournament. Yeah.
Wow, nice way to start.
Yeah, so it gave me, each thing that you achieved
Right.
spurred you on to do the next thing.
Right.
To go to the next.
So after the PAL,
Well, I was then coaching at the Mount Vernon Turnberry, and I think that was the most successful effort with regard to coaching professional boxers, collegians, and the whole gamut of people. And I believe we have a photograph of it here somewhere.
okay, Steve, after the PAL coaching, you were at the Mount Vernon Turnverein.
Yes.
Turnverein.
Yes, I was. They were very willing to cooperate, and they erected a ring on the stage, a huge stage. And it was there that I really seemed to have developed
Developed a lot of
truly
boxers.
outstanding boxers, professional boxers.
We have some photos of some of them. Why don't you bring me through some of them?
Well, this one here is of an amateur who won the county championship. His name was Hackett. He won the light heavyweight championship, and he went to the gloves
Okay.
final. This was a fellow who became a contender for the welterweight championship of the world. At one time, he was ranked third. He scored a victory over Danny Caplow and became number 3 contender. That's the Salva. He came from Pelham. And there's Vince scoring a knockout. And it's very first fight at the Westchester County Center. The referee in the background is excuse me, I got an error. This fight took place at Madison Square Garden on the Gillette Cavalcade Sports Show. And the main event was Tippy Larkin and Ali Stoltz. The semifinal was following Joey Manfro and Pelham, Washington. The semifinal bout lasted 2 rounds because Manfro was down, his opponent was down. I'll get the name for you.
Okay.
And there was a 20-minute gap between the time that the semifinal knockout took place until the main event. Therefore, they filled in what they called an emergency bout. And Vince LaSalva, who had been winning regularly in Westchester, was given the opportunity to participate in that emergency bout.
I see.
Which meant that if you didn't box, you were paid to go there,
Right.
available. But this fight took place just before the main event.
I see.
And ironically, the Salva was fighting a fellow named, I can't remember the name.
Well, that's all right. We'll get that name. He's
Percy
fighting.
McGee.
Wow, you remembered it. That's
Percy
great.
McGee, it's a long time ago. And Arthur Dunham was handling the main event. He did so many main events in the Garden. And it seems that McGee, who was an older fighter, was flat-footed and endeavoring to bring his head up to split the Salva's eye. So I had been stance away and used a very effective jab. His legs were good, he moved. And the fourth round, I shouted out to him, "Let's go," which was a signal to throw a right-hand uppercut after a jab. He did, and he knocked him out. You can see the picture there of McGee going down and out.
Great, great.
Great night. Great. Moment.
How about some of these other photos?
Well, this is Frank Fisher, who was in the service. He came out and boxed professionally. He had a fair record, but we advised him to retire because we didn't feel he could make it. This is Ferris Norman, who fought main events at the Westchester County Center and elsewhere. Very fine boxer, stylist. He's a minister today.
Oh, is that right?
This is one of the most brilliant boxers we had, Ben Dolphin, whose father died. His father was an attorney, and his mother brought him to the Y. He was 13 and wanted to build his confidence, so he did. He went on to win the Eastern National Intercollegiate Championship at Syracuse University. Very proud of him. He was a very brilliant boy. This was later on at the Purchase Community House, where I also coached simultaneously as coaching at the Y in the afternoon. One was in the morning.
Right.
And this boy's name is Lucio Di Benedetto. We entered him in the Connecticut Junior Olympic Championships, and he won. And here he is being acknowledged by Alfred Debella, the county executive of Westchester County, and Sheriff Thomas J. Delaney.
This is another boxer that you trained?
Yes, this is Vince LaSalva. I showed
okay. You
before.
Spoke of him before.
Yes.
Great. Now, these are photos of newspaper clippings.
Yeah, they're photos that appeared in the Daily News, and they had to do with the fact that this youth program was helping boxing's image.
Right.
That's another second one there.
Okay.
This was much later when I connected with Westchester Community College. This is about the show that took place in Yorktown, amateur boxing show. And this is an interesting photo of him as far as this boy right here. This is one that's interesting. This kid's name was Jack Dempsey. He came from Scarsdale, a very well-to-do family.
This one right here?
Yes. And he got to meet Jack Dempsey, the real Jack Dempsey, at the Downtown Athletic Club. It was the thrill of his lifetime. When he was a little older, he boxed for a while. Very strong, very outstanding boy. That's Dempsey falling through the left hook.
And that's another
This is
one of
another
them.
shot of Dempsey. It was very popular because there was a crowd pleased with him, like the original Dempsey. He was a slugger.
Right. Two other boys?
Two other boys, yeah.
Okay.
We were restricted to teaching boys 10 to 12 years of age at the Y.
Okay. What is this?
Well, this is a new generation of Roy Jones Jr. shirts. Roy Jones much later than that. This photo here, jumping ahead of ourselves a little bit, but this was taken at the White Plains Y. And I had the good fortune to have these icons come to the Y to help put together instructional videos. As you see, this is Muhammad Ali here, and the late Willie Pat here, and Roy Jones in the third picture on my left here. And that's the student, 2 students.
Boxing program here provides unique workout at Westchester Community College. It's the only accredited boxing
The only
Pro-
credit course.
credit-
Credit being all, it's 1 point toward physical education.
Right.
This
You want
is
to comment on this
Well, this is a
newspaper
first
article?
time in history of USA Boxing that they held a clinic outside of Colorado Springs, its headquarters. They came up, there were 90 coaches there. This gentleman here is Army coach, Ray Barone,
Ray Barone.
in the center, and the coach on the right is a very outstanding coach, fellow whom I managed, who won both 7 amateur fights and 7 professional fights, and he retired because he was
Frank
unable
Lombardi.
to devote training. Today he's an official of the New York State Athletic Commissioner judge and a very fine coach.
But
These people conducted the clinic. This is Weldon, he conducted the clinic, and the gentleman on the extreme right is Sal Correnti, very outstanding coach at the Yonkers Police Athletic League.
okay.
This was I coached at the Mount Vernon YMCA for about 2 years, and it's a very fine coach from Pelham, Bob Cremens. This is again the coach at the Tuckahoe Police Athletic League, Milt Gibbons.
Okay.
This is Milt Gibbons. This other gentleman was Andy Call.
You have a phenomenal memory. Unbelievable.
I guess when you like something very much and you remember it.
Right.
This time Frank was taken considerably later at the New York City Police Academy, invited to go down there and conduct a clinic. We had 200 rookies there. We divided into groups of 50, and I brought down enough coaches to handle each group.
200 rookies?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And it was quite an experience because some didn't get unwilling to have very good coaches. One of which was Frank Lombardi, Joey DeGuardia, a possible successful young promoter from the Bronx, and
Okay.
people who
How about this photo?
Well, that's just a photo of 2 boxes, 2 amateur boxes.
Okay.
And that's again Vince LaSalva.
All right. This looks like you.
Yes, it is. These people used to come down and watch me train at Stillman's
Oh, wow.
gym. They're like a little entourage.
And because you boxed and you trained, you were able to coach others to do that too.
Well, this photo here is the photo that I was asked to box an exhibition 6-round match at the St. Simon's Dock in the Bronx, a very large church, to raise some funds.
Oh.
So Lou Ambers was very charitable. We boxed those 6 rounds. But in order to prepare for it, I didn't want to go to Stillman's. I went there every day for almost 5 years.
Right.
I didn't want to go to Stillman's because of this cigarette smoke. It's hard to
Right.
train in that kind of an atmosphere.
Right.
I decided to do something luxurious. I went very worthwhile. Went to the Warner Brothers estate on California Road.
Oh.
We wanted to have an estate there. And the caretaker with whom I was friends erected a platform, and I trained there for that.
Oh, is that there?
Amherst was a world champion. I wanted to be sure to inhale
Wow, that
as
is
much
great.
fresh air as possible.
Great, you went out of your way for that. And
Now,
here's
this is a
you
photo
sitting
of-
with.
Well, I was appointed to the Department of Public Safety in 1955, and later became the director of crime prevention youth activities. And that's the first youth we gave an award to.
I
The man
see.
on the right of the youth was Thomas J. Delaney, a wonderful, innovative sheriff.
I see. You know, it was quite a natural for you to get involved in that.
Well, it was. The man, he was such a wonderful man. I'd been bored really with the job, and that's really enthusiastic. But I worked with youth and
Right.
conditioning, and also when he was elected sheriff, he was so progressive. We wanted to have a youth department, and we did all the things, and a crime prevention unit.
Oh.
So it was, I might say, very successful. We had a slogan, prevent crime by removing the opportunity. So we went to senior citizen centers all over Westchester, and a neighborhood watch for them as well. Signs on poles showing people visiting senior citizen centers, showing people how to protect themselves in their home and walk in the street.
Right.
I did quite a program on NBC on that. Here's a little photograph here. When I kicked off the program at the YMCA, the first person to come down and assist me in showing the youth. We had the youth emulate the moves. It was Herb Croton, his boxing coach there for 25 years.
I see.
41 years rather. He died. In his memory, I presented this plaque to be placed in the West Point gym where it now is.
Oh, I see.
In honor of Herb Croton.
Steve, we're going to go back to that platform that you had set up at the Warner Brothers estate, an exhibition.
Yes.
This is you in the middle here, and
those are the followers.
And just supplement the story you already told me.
Well, Frank, these were followers who went down to Summers to watch me train in other places at the time. They were very enthusiastic. And here, specifically, Frank, I didn't want to train at Summers for a very important exhibition with Lou Adams in 6th round.
Right.
Important to me. St. Simon's Stock Church in the Bronx.
Right.
Where he boxed to raise funds for the church. Lou was a very charitable fellow and we always wanted to cooperate. So I decided to locate in the country here. Because you see, they allowed smoking in the summers. It made it a very pleasant place to train, notwithstanding the obvious as well. So I was able to get permission to use the Warner Brothers estate to train for this particular match. I found a guy named Manny Davis, who was a pretty good fighter, who was willing to come up and train with me. And he did. He found a place to stay at the Saigon Hotel. And he was here. We were here for about 10 days training. It was very hard. 4 and 5 rounds a day of sparring, and they also moved with someone else. But anyway, be that as it may, it was quite a reprieve or a wonderful thing to be able to train at the Warner Brothers estate where there were pine trees and clean air, right, clean air. Summons was surely not a place where there were clean air.
Right.
Cigarette smoking.
Right. Ah. And this is you sparring with him?
Yeah, that's sparring with Manny Davis.
Manny Davis, huh.
He was a pretty good.
That's you jumping rope.
Yeah. Shadow boxing there. Oh, he didn't belong there. And that's it. Shortly thereafter, I started to coach.
I
see.
see.
For the last 56 years. So, Henry Armstrong. He's the only man in boxing history that held 3 crowns at the same time, 3 titles. Featherweight, lightweight, and junior and welterweight championship.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Subsequent to that, they had to release one title to fight for another. But Henry was a whirlwind, so barrels of punches, and he trained with him at the New York Hippodrome, because you see, the people that wanted to watch him train at one point was so extensive that they decided to train him at the Hippodrome with the plush red velvet seats, and in an afternoon you'd see quite a sizable number of people there that would train. So I know there was a fellow named Lou Feldman and Maxie Berger who trained.
Let's talk about some of these other boxers that I see photos of.
All right.
You want to?
Well, this young man who was very timid when he started, but a very outstanding athlete. And his timidity was based, I guess, on the fact that his father was sort of a crutch who dressed in gym regalia and stood there watching the kid.
I see.
And he would not box. He did everything else very well, skip rope and all that.
Wow.
So his dad once said to me, "Coach, can I speak to you in your ropes?" And I said, "Fine." He said, "Do you think if I buy him white trunks with a black stripe and white shoes like Muhammad Ali wears, it would help?" I was surprised. There's an attorney. I said, marble halls are not school makes.
Right.
Need little silk trunks to get him into the...
Right.
So I suggested he take his wife to Bergdorf's Women, which was then a white plane, and leave the boy to us. And as a result, the boy became very outstanding. Here he is.
Wow, that's great.
Winning
That's
a match.
with, is that Dick Onger?
Dick Onger, Congressman Onger, who was a good, a very wonderful friend.
Okay. Some of these other?
This was taken at the Copacabana, not for dancing or entertainment. This was
Right.
They had the annual PAL, New York City PAL program there.
Okay.
They go every year, and standing from left to Vito Anto, former middleweight champion. Myself, Joey Archer, a contender, and Abel Griffith, 6-time world champion.
Wow. How about this next photo?
Well, this next one is a very fine boy. We used to have scrimmages at the college, and this one was versus Penn State. And that boy there is Joe Kataya, who was very outstanding. He won his match
I see.
at the collegiate bout. It was a collegiate bout.
Here's you standing with three
Well, this
others.
was way down in the Bahamas. Frank Lombardi, a young person I trained, I believe you met him.
Right.
Frank was a welterweight. He's undefeated as an amateur and pro. And we had him stop when he couldn't train anymore. He went to City College of New York. And the other boy went on to win a world championship. That's Elijah Obed. He was an Islander. And the man next to him is Merv Fiddler, who was his publicity agent.
Who's this?
This is Fredo Skrelly, who came to the college as a student, won the Golden Gloves, turned pro, won 13 professional fights, and was managed by Jimmy Santangelo of Rye,
I see.
who was a coach, but he just decided he would like to manage a fighter, and we went along with that idea.
You have a number of photos. This is a photo of you in one of your rooms.
Upstairs.
Yeah.
And the person on top, I always point to him both sadly and sentimentally. That's Willie Pep. He died just yesterday. And there's a wall of Muhammad Ali photos.
We have other shots.
Yeah.
From moving shots through
Yes.
that room. Okay. Steve, we're looking at a photo with two men with their fists clenched. Who are these guys?
Well, from left to right, Tony Parisi, a very outstanding amateur and collegiate boxer, standing next to Jose Torres, former light heavyweight champion of the world and later chairman of the New York State Athletic Commission.
It's a photo of your wife.
Yes, but on the left is Mark Breland, 5-time Golden Glove champion, welterweight champion of the world, twice welterweight champion, and my wife. That's Breland and myself. These photos, by the way, Frank, were taken at the famous Columbus Club in New York City, and they were the first it was the first Founders Award event ever held. We went on to Mickey Mantle after that, but this was the very first one. So there were some pretty distinguished people there.
One of them being Ron Silver here, right?
Ron Silver, the actor, and then of course his son was there also.
Right. It's your son.
Yeah, Ron Silver should be next.
We'll get his son here.
Yeah, there he is. Now I'm very proud of this particular student. He was the son of actor Ron Silver. His name was Adam. He came to take the course, and he was a little bit on the timid side, but he overcame his timidity and became a pretty good stand-up boxer, tall. And what the noteworthy story about Adam Silver, and I'm so very fond of him, is that he chose to write his thesis, which he's handed me in that picture, on boxing, a graduate of Princeton University. He chose to do the story on boxing. You know, we have it.
Yes,
how
yes,
it has to be.
right. Another shot of him. Okay.
And
This is
my son, Columbus Club.
son
He
Stephen.
emceed the Columbus Club.
Okay.
These are officials that were, I'm trying to remember where they were. That was they were at the Columbus Club, yes.
Right.
And Sylvia Havo was,
And this is Jack.
Jack Hogan and Michael Spinks, the light heavyweight champion.
Right.
First light heavyweight, let's comment on that. Well, here's Michael Spinks, Frank. He's the first light heavyweight to win the heavyweight title. Many tried, but he succeeded when he twice beat Larry Holmes.
Mm.
Yes, he beat Larry Holmes.
And who are these
Well,
gentlemen?
this is a fellow named Ramus and Bob Wall, Chief Inspector of the New York State Athletic Commission. It's called the Bronx Bomber Ramus. That's also Columbus Club. Columbus Club, yeah. I knew all this. Bobby Ches was the first honoree Columbus Club. We have a picture of it somewhere here.
Steve, tell me about this photo.
Well, that was a very important award. It was given to me by the Boxing Writers Association of America, and I was flattered and humbled to receive it because there's so many distinguished and outstanding recipients in the past.
And you're with your granddaughter?
Yes, my granddaughter, Alexander Markovitz.
That's a familiar face. Tell me about this one,
Well, that's
Steve.
Joe Lewis in a wheelchair. I was inducted into the into the World Boxing Hall of Fame. I believe the date was 1985. Lewis attended, and I just felt I should take a photograph with him because I admired him so much as a fighter and as a sportsman and human being.
Mm.